Of all of the prompts out there, every time you log in to social media and they're like, create an ad, boost a post, give us money so that your content can be seen. You know what I'm talking about? I think you do. This is something that drives me a little bonkers. And what we're going to do today is we are going to talk about how organic marketing beats paid marketing in the long run. And I'm going to give you two very specific reasons why you should look at your organic marketing strategy and really get strategic about it. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying that paid advertising does not have a role in your business. In fact, it can be super useful. But I think that if we get more strategic with our organic marketing first, meaning not paying for advertisements, then we are going to be more successful when we actually do want to do a paid advertisement. So, welcome to the broadcast, everyone. I'm excited that you are here. If you are here with me watching live or on the replay, let me know. We're going to do a little behind the scenes zhuzhing right now, so that we can make sure that everybody has the important links that they need. And so let me know while I'm doing this behind the scenes stuff, let me know where you're tuning in from today. And I would love to know, are you using paid advertising in your business, or are you focused on organic marketing? And if you are focused on organic marketing, I'd love to know, do you have a strategy in place? So leave all that stuff down below here. We're getting everybody ready. I think we are A-okay on all of the places. Okay, so I see that Susan Stevenson's tuning in on YouTube from Toledo. Patricia Ann Crane is saying good morning from Lake Forest in sunny Southern California. That is fabulous. I'm dropping a link in the chat for those in the YouTubes. This is where you're going to be able to get a hold of all the notes from today. And let's see if we can get this moving and grooving. So the topic of the day is how organic marketing beats paid advertising. And we're going to get really specific about why I believe this. Before we do that, two things. First, say hello to Bjorn, who is napping very peacefully behind us. And hey, if you're new here, I want to say hello. My name is Sara Campbell, and I am a business strategist, mindset, and marketing coach for music studio owners and online education experts just like yourself. And we go live here on Wednesdays where we talk about those topics, where we discuss the strategies we need to get in place in order for our business to be successful. We talk about the mindsets that we need in order for those strategies to work. And when we talk about all things marketing, because that's kind of my happy spot. So welcome to the broadcast. If you are new, we're going to get into all the goods, but let's play a little music to get us started. All right, welcome back. I'm excited to be here today. We've got a great topic. This is something that I'm really passionate about. Bjorn, not so much. He's just like, whatever, mom, just do your thing. Okay, so I want to say hey there to Karen. She says, hi, Bjorn. My daughter has 2 black kitties. Pete is tuning in from Texas. Pete, nice to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Karen says she does not use paid advertising. She uses SEO on Google, and she gets lots of referrals from there. I love that, Karen. Okay, great. So this is going to build on your strategy that you're using so far, because we're going to really dig into the difference between using paid advertising and using organic marketing. So if you hear something today in today's broadcast that you feel is important, and maybe it's something that you haven't thought about before, I would love to invite you to join in on the conversation. Give us that aha moment by giving us a hashtag takeaway and dropping that into the comments, because then I can bring it up on the screen. And for those of you who are watching on the replay, I always love to hear your takeaways. So continue the conversation and I will be back to jump in and converse with you. Hey there, Flora. Nice to see you. She's tuning in from Anaheim, California. Flora, Dr. Flora Brown is amazing, and I'm so glad that she's here. All right, let's get to it. So I have set up the Savvy Sara bot. And she is ready to get you the notes from today. So if you'd like to do, if like you'd like to get a hold of that information via Messenger or DM, then if you drop an organic down below, she'll send you all the goods. She'll also give you information about how you can sign up to get text reminders to these broadcasts where you can get a link that takes you directly there. So there's no searching around or trying to find stuff on Wednesdays. All right, so let's get into it. So let's talk about this. I have some things that I want to say before I get into the points. So here's the deal. Paid advertising, okay, I'm talking about when you are spending money on boosted ads, when you are a boosted post, I should say, or when you are using the ad manager on whatever platform that you're using. When you're spending money, it can be really effective in the short term. But it's actually not a sustainable solution for marketing in your music studio or your online music course. And here's why. Because as soon as you stop spending money on ads, the traffic is going to drop off, right? So the deal is this. We need to be able to have an organic marketing strategy in place so that when we are not spending money on ads, we're still getting good traction. We're still attracting the right kinds of people to our businesses. And so that when you do decide that it's time to spend some money on paid advertising, that advertising is going to be more effective because you're able to better target your audience and you've already warmed them up a little bit. So let's get into the specifics. So we're going to be going through a couple of points today. Oh, hey there, Aaron. Aaron's tuning in from YouTube. That is so good to see you. Happy you get to tune in today too. Are you off from school? Or maybe it's your lunch hour. Okay, here we go. One of the reasons that I'm so passionate about organic marketing is because we need to look at the short-term versus long-term results. When it comes to paid advertising and when you're spending money on ads, you may get results in the short term. However, once you stop spending money, you're not going to be getting any more traction. Hey there, Dawn and Elizabeth, watching over on the personal profile. I'm just popping over there to see you guys. Here's the deal. We need to have long-term strategies in place for our marketing. It's extremely important because you don't want to be spending money 365 on ads unless you're getting really strategic about that and you're using those ads as a way to bring people to your email list, etc. Again, I'm not anti-paid advertising, but what I am is I am pro-organic marketing because I think there's a huge opportunity there. And the problem is that a lot of teachers start thinking that organic marketing is really difficult to do, but it's not. So here's what we need to consider when it comes to short-term versus long-term results, right? I've already mentioned that when you're spending money on an ad, as soon as you stop spending money on that ad, traffic is going to drop, right? Because you don't have that advertisement that's being pushed out in front of eyeballs. With organic marketing, and let me be specific about what I mean by organic marketing, making posts that are not paid. Okay, organic marketing can take the form of many different things. Now, this does not have to be all social media, so let's name some specific organic marketing tactics, right? Sure, it can be posting to your social media channels, indeed, right? It can be going live. It can be making reels. It can be doing photos. It can be doing videos. It can also be emailing your list and nurturing them and providing value to them in some way, taking it offline. Organic marketing can be networking with people in your local community. It can be talking to high school choir directors, band directors. It can be nurturing those networking relationships in so many different places. That's organic marketing. It could be getting together with other local businesses who you might be able to team up with, like dance studios, martial arts studios, art studios. There's so many opportunities for us to support other businesses in our area and for them to support us. That's what I mean by organic marketing. Paid marketing or paid advertising, yeah, it's great. But if we're not getting strategic about our organic marketing strategies, we're really missing out on long-term results. Hey everyone over on Instagram, just so you know, I have fancy stuff over on the screen on Facebook and YouTube if you want to join Savvy Music Studio over there. Otherwise, stick around. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, so we have an important, oh, Dylan. Dang it, Dylan. It's nice to see you again. Brain fart, sorry. So nice to see you. Okay, Teresa is saying, she's over on YouTube. She says, I'm going to be moving, so I'm going to need new strategies. Teresa, exactly. So it's time to start sitting down and thinking about what are my goals? What are the strategies that I can use to get there? And then breaking down those strategies into actionable steps. We like to call those tactics in the marketing world. So it has been a while, Dylan. It's really nice to see you here. Okay, so back to the short term versus long term. I do just want to touch on a couple more little things here. So when it comes to short term versus long term, with the paid advertising, if you are really dialed in and you have figured out who to target with your ads, and you've got good copy, and you know that you're really speaking to the goals and desires of your ideal clients, paid advertising can have a pretty quick result. It can have immediate results. However, with organic marketing, what we're going to see is if you're consistent with it, you're going to see more gradual results, and they're going to be more long-term. And so now there's some specific reasons into that, and we're going to get into that in the second point. So before we get to the second point, okay, I would love to know from those who are watching, especially for those who have maybe worked with me in the past, whether you've worked with me one-on-one or you've worked in branding bootcamp or in the social media course, I would love to know, what are some of your long-term marketing tactics? What are some of the things that you're consistently putting out into the universe in order to attract the right kinds of people to your business? I'm going to give you an example about some of the things that we do at Savvy Music Studio. And I'm going to be totally transparent. We run ads about 4 times a year. And we run them, I would guess, like all the time combined, maybe 2.5 months. And we are running them at specific times when we have programs that are timely and that we need to make sure that are pushed out to the people who are already aware of our business. That's when we do paid advertising. But for the rest of the year, we are focused solely on organic marketing. And that can take the form of a couple different things. So one of the things that we do is we are making sure that the types of content that we're putting out, like for instance, these live videos, really tap into the problems that our clients are experiencing. So I know that people are tired and kind of pissed off about spending a bunch of money on ads and not seeing a return. And that's why I chose this topic. Or another example would be to think about, we put out a lot of carousels. Every week we put out a new carousel that has tips about marketing, about business, about mindset. And those carousels solve a specific problem for people. They teach you things, they give you value. And what we are doing with that type of marketing is we're showing people, one, we know our stuff. I'm using the royal we today. I don't know, but not completely the royal we. Shout out to Caitlin, who puts together those carousels, because she's a superstar and I absolutely love her. We are letting people know that we know what we're talking about, and we are giving people the opportunity to test out the knowledge that we have. So that's building a lot of trust because it's providing value. And that's going to help us transition into the second point here. I see Teresa has a good organic marketing tactic that strategy, I should say, because there are probably many tactics inside of the strategy. She's partnering with the school. I love that. It's fabulous. So another example of what you can do with organic marketing would be, getting into using Reels on Instagram. Hey, Instagram, I'm talking about you. Right? Creating pieces of content that really speak to your ideal clients, that maybe have a little bit of funny in them, that maybe have a little bit of education in them, and just giving them an idea of who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them. So, this is why I think it is better to focus on establishing a marketing strategy that is going to help you create long-term results rather than just posting random stuff, hoping that it works, and then when it doesn't work, trying to rely on paid advertising. It's not, that in and of itself, that plan ain't gonna work. And I know it because I've seen so many clients struggle with it, and I've struggled with it too. So if you're tired of struggling with that, stay tuned. All right, I see some more great ideas here. Let's share them. So Elizabeth said, heading to a sing-along name that tune event at your community senior center with your Rotary Club today. That 100% counts. That's a beautiful way to get yourself out into the community. I love it. Karen says that when she has perspectives reaching out, she gets them on the phone. This is great. So you're building some know, like, trust with that. This is good. So you're actually taking them from that the organic marketing where they're finding you because you've tapped into good SEO and you are findable in search results, and you're taking them through the inquiry process. Fabulous. Okay, let's get to point number 2 here. So here is another reason that organic marketing is going to beat out paid advertising. Paid advertising, if you are strategic about it, and if you are really honing in on your audience and you know how to target people who are already aware of your business, they are already aware of you, and they trust you a little bit, paid advertising can be really effective. However, if we are not being strategic in throwing money at ads and we're just doing things like, okay, I'm going to give you a very specific example of this. Creating an ad on Facebook and you are just targeting all the people who have liked your page. That's not necessarily a good target, because some of the people who have liked your page may be other teachers. It may be, like friends who don't have kids. We need to be more specific with our targeting so that we're actually getting into the demographics that could be our ideal clients. Now, backing that up a second here, with organic marketing, I understand we don't have a lot of control over who you're targeting, but what we do have is the ability to really connect with people in a way that is less intrusive than paid ads. That's one of the things about building the know, like, trust where ads fail. Because if we are doing advertisements and we're asking for people to sign up for stuff and they don't really know us yet, that feels weird, right? Especially if the copy on the ad really isn't speaking to your desires. Have you ever seen an ad that floats across your your newsfeed or whatever, or maybe it pops into your inbox and it's like, how did they get my information? I don't even know how they're targeting me. Like, what they're selling is not something that I'm interested in. That's why we need to be careful with paid advertising, because it can feel really intrusive and it can feel, off the mark if it's not really speaking to something that you need. I'm going to pause here for a second. We're going to get back to this know, like, trust. I want to answer Patricia's question. Patricia's asking, what is an advertising a carousel? Okay, so I want to be clear about this. When I was talking about a carousel, I was talking about organic marketing. Carousels are the images where you have multiple images in a row. So you've seen these. If you go to my Instagram channel, you'll see things like 3 tips to increase your website's SEO. And then you'll have to swipe to get to the next image. And on that image, it'll have a tip. And on the next image, it'll have a tip. That's what I mean by carousels. You can actually make carousels into paid advertisements, but I don't necessarily suggest it. They don't seem to do well. I see that Dylan is saying, oh, another teacher that he knows does bring a buddy to lessons. Beautiful organic marketing, right? It's a really great way to get people in the door. So let's come back to building the know, like, trust factor. So there are many ways to do this with organic marketing. So one of the things that we want to focus in on is getting people to know who we are, know who we serve, and know how we serve them. We also want them to trust us as an expert. So in building the know, like, trust factor, this is where organic marketing really becomes important, because it's actually easier to build KLT by providing value to people through an educational post, through a funny video, through a funny story about what's happening in your studio. It's easier to create KLT doing that than it is to throw money at an ad. Or let's talk about an ad that's not a paid ad. So maybe you're making a post and it says something like, let me give a good example here. We have 3 spaces open on Tuesdays for piano lessons. If you'd like to sign up, DM me today. That's an example of an ad that doesn't necessarily have to be paid, right? An advertisement is something where you're clearly saying, sign up for this offer. Now, you can create advertisements. This is something I specialize in. You can create advertisements that really tap into the goals and dreams and desires and pain points of your clients, and that show them that you can actually solve their problems. But in order for them to trust that ad, we need to build KLT first. So our organic marketing strategy needs to be focused in on those things, letting people know who you are as a human being and why you're passionate about teaching, letting people know who you work with specifically, not just like, I teach lessons age 9 to 109. We want to get specific about who are the people that you can really, truly help. Who do you specialize in? Because if we can tell people who we specialize in, they are more likely to trust us, and they're more likely to recognize themselves in our marketing and in our messaging. So it is easier to build trust with the value first approach, and that's what organic marketing is. I love what Flora is saying here. She says, I post reels, conversation starters, and stories with tips and encouragement, seeking to engage with her followers. She's still honing in on her strategy, and she's going to take my advice and start creating some carousels. Love it, right? And create, you're already creating reels. I bet you have a bunch of reels that you could turn into carousels. And test it out, Flora. See if that specific type of content is something that resonates with your audience. For me, it really resonates. People like those because they like to be able to get quick tips and to get that information and be able to implement it. All right, so we are about to do a rapid recap here at the end. But before we do that, let's come back to the beginning here. I want to remind you that if you are watching, if you want to get a hold of the notes that we have, if you drop the word organic down below, you can get a hold of that. You can also get a hold of that over here on YouTube. I'm going to drop a link into the chat. This is where you can get a hold of that. If you're watching this YouTube on the replay, look down in the description and you'll be able to find that word. Okay, great. I see Elizabeth's doing that. It's also going to give you the opportunity to, sign up to get more good stuff from Savvy Music Studio, because we're putting stuff out every single week. We've got a newsletter on Monday that has all kinds of useful tools for you, interesting blog articles that you can read, and a lot of other good stuff. And let's do that. Susan, you're watching on YouTube. Make sure that you click the link. The Savvy Sara bot does not work on YouTube. Okay. You ready? Let's do this. So If you are spending a whole bunch of money on ads and you're not seeing a return, or if you are so tired of getting these little notifications on your socials every time you log in, like boost this ad or boost this post or give us money in order to get more people to see your stuff, here's what I want to tell you. Paid advertising can be super useful if you know what you're doing, if you know how to dial in to your audience, and if you're really good with your messaging. However, organic marketing, hands down, will always beat paid advertising. And here are 2 reasons why. The first reason is this: when we're looking at short-term versus long-term results, paid advertising can give us short-term results. It can give us a quick response to things. We can quickly generate leads if our ads are dialed in well and we really know how to speak to our ideal clients. However, if we are not dialed in, those ads are not going to do well. Now, if you are dialed in and the ad is doing well, here's the deal. As soon as you pull money from that ad and you're not paying anymore, those results, they're going to drop off. You're not going to have that traffic that you had while you were running the ad. So ads can be great for short-term results, but if you're looking for long-term results, that's where organic marketing comes into play. And that's why it's important to have a serious organic marketing strategy where you know who your ideal client is, you know how to speak to them, you know how to tell them things like, this is who I am, this is who I work for, this is how I help them, and learn how to provide value in your organic marketing so that we can take you to step number 2, and that is building the know, like, trust factor. Ads can be great for people who already know us and who have experienced, the value that we can bring to the table. They understand that you know what you're talking about because you've done a whole bunch of reels on Instagram that show people singing tips, because you have a good email list and you've told people how you can help them learn to play the piano better. But if we're only relying on paid advertisements and we're not really building the know, like, trust with our organic marketing first, this is where our marketing efforts and our advertising efforts can fail. So you need to have a marketing strategy in place that allows you to let people know who you are, to know that you're an expert, to know who you are as a human being, not just a business owner, so that they can understand, you know what? That person, they get me, they see me, and I really like the way that she presents information. Because if we can get them to know us and get them to like us and provide value to them, they are going to trust you. And that is when they're going to reach out. So that is why having an organic marketing strategy in place where you know what type of content to put out on your socials, in your emails, in your local community, you are going to be better served in the long run. Now, if you would like help in developing an organic marketing strategy, you can join us here at Savvy Music Studio. Drop the word organic down below. It'll give you the opportunity to get insights in our newsletters and emails if you sign up there, and also to get a hold of all of these free broadcasts that we do every week. And if you really like all the free stuff, hey, guess what? We have programs that you can enroll in that will help you to specifically hone in your marketing strategies so that you can reach the best kinds of students. All right, if you enjoyed today, please let me know by hitting those heart buttons, maybe giving me some thumbs up down below. And I want to tell you that I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to have a conversation with us and to learn out loud. Now, we will be back next week, and in the meantime, remember to stay savvy and to stay you, because you are an amazing teacher, and there is no one in this world who is quite like you. And I think that you are pretty dang awesome. All right, everyone, we'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.